Well, it's gonna finally get documented in all its glory. Marvel versus DC by the Russo brothers, who of course directed Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, and Captain America the Winter Soldier. It's gonna tell the tale of the two companies fighting each other, so let's talk about what we know and what we can expect. So the title of this will be Slugfest. In the description down below, you guys can find an article while I talk about it here. And what this is going to be, it's going to chronicle the entire rivalry from Marvel to DC. How each one rose to have their own respectable fan bases, the differences between each company, what sets them up against each other, and of course, stealing/borrowing each other's ideas. Now naturally, if you look at the history of both companies, they've shared some of the most important writers and artists in both of them. And of course, there's been plenty of characters that have literally been derivatives/rip-offs of the other ones. Namor came first. Here comes Aquaman. Here's Superman, the archetype of superheroes. Here's the superhero genre. Now obviously, DC didn't invent Superman, they bought him like Shazam and many other characters, and that's what this documentary is actually going to go over. They're going to go over the histories of these companies and what really sets them apart and what makes them so similar. Now that's not the only thing. They're going to look at the pop cultural impact from, of course, the comics to TV, to action figures, to the films themselves, and how in the decades since these properties became a big thing, how they have shaped pop culture. And what does this mean, and what does it say about the future of the comic book medium? Now I think by now you're understanding that this isn't necessarily Marvel versus DC. They're going to compare, contrast every single aspect, and I think what you're probably going to get by the end of this is the fact that they're both more alike than they are different, but naturally people will gravitate towards one or the other, and they of course have their favorites. So to me this sounds pretty awesome, and I really can't wait to see what they do with it. And I'm really excited just to see how they're gonna approach this, because I love these comic book documentaries, and if you guys saw the one that was on CBS, I believe, a few years ago, if you haven't, you probably should. It's absolutely a mind-blowing, eye-opening documentary on the history of the genre.